the 25th annual Laurel Highlands event at Jennerstown that took place on August 15th. NASCAR Winston Racing Series 4 division action, their most prestigious night of racing for our weekly divisions. And I'll tell you what, we have extra distance events for all 4 divisions, increased purses for these feature events. It can be a very busy and sometimes out of control night of racing.
We'll have to wait and see about that, but you're right, Mike. We've got more racing you can shake a stick at. I don't know why you'd want to shake a stick at it, but we've got more racing. 230 laps total. Twin, count them, Mike, twin 50-lap features for our Giant Auto Parts Pure Leather late models, a 50-lap feature for the AC Delco Pro stocks, another 50-lap feature for the Valvoline Street stocks, and a 30-lap feature for the Steel Pure stocks. And Mike, I can't wait.
Well, I'm fired up too, but you know what? That's a lot of racing to squeeze in the next 30 minutes. So Steve and I are going to exit.
As a look at the top 3 rows in this County Line Cheese first leg of the Twin 50s.
And an excellent starting position, we might add, for Ken Imler Jr. on the front row as he brings them up to speed and down the front straight. He's been running very well as of late. And his veteran nemesis, Galt and Cragen, lurking back in the middle of the field.
The field heading down the back straight with Bobby Henry in a Hodge transmission Camaro-bodied automobile. The yellow car directly behind him. Everybody getting through cleanly as we work out of turn 4. Now Williams will try the low side in 3rd place position. All of a sudden we have havoc out of turn 4. We pan back and there it is, a multiple mishap with many cars involved.
We have the number 16 of Ken Horner Jr. and obviously the number 22 of Gary Gellner, brand new car. Boy, talk about rough luck. And we'll take another look at what's going on out there, cleaning everybody up. The number 50 of Kurt Habital with us this week. Nice to see him back, unfortunately involved in this accident. Also Doug Alexander. That's going to bring around a double file restart again since we didn't get a full lap in.
Once again, the battle will be between Snooky Williams on the low side and up high in the Haas Steak and Seahorse 87, Ken Imler Jr. as they drag into turns 1 and 2. Williams this time staying right with Imler will go to the call.
Look at this battle for the lead. Side by side in a drag race down the back straightaway. Young Ken Imler Jr. going to the point position. Bobby Henry trying to come right through. They exit out of turn 4, almost 3 wide. Down the front straightaway at full swung, almost into the outside retaining wall.
Mike, that's just about as out of control as you can get and still keep your car in control. We're going to jump ahead here in the event. Now, lap 12. It's a battle for 2nd place. Bobby Henry holding off Rick Miller and Glenn Galt down the back straight. But the pressure is intense from these 2 veteran pilots. Of course, Bobby Henry is no rookie in this category either. And it's Rick Miller who makes the move, and he brings Glenn Galt along with him as they go past the start-finish line.
We move on to the 27th circuit of this event. Glenn Gold is now in the 3rd place position in the battle for 4th. A 42 of Charging Charlie Cragen up high and a 77 of Henry down low. Cragen boxed to the outside trying to find racing room. Galt will move ahead, and that gives the Twin County Chevrolet dealers 42 an opportunity to move into the 4th place position, at least temporarily, as Henry tries the low side. On the front straight, Cragen is able to commit to that position.
And by lap 33, Cragen's been able to put Galt in his hip pocket, and he's now battling him for a top 3 position as Kenny Imler brings them down the back straight. Rick Miller hot on his bumper, followed by Charging Charlie Cragen. And boy, this is really heating up here, Mike.
And the man stirring the pot on the stove, so to speak, is Charlie Cragen. We move ahead. It's lap 37. Cragen has now found himself in the 2nd place position, closes right up to the back bumper. East Freedom, Pennsylvania's Ken Imler Jr. Steve, this is like deja vu when they ran for the lead for so many laps side by side a few weeks back. We're going to take it right into the call.
Right there in the back bumper, Imler denies it. Here comes Cragen. It's a battle for the lead down the front straight. Cragen gets the car crossed up. We go side by side, wheel to wheel, and Cragen breaks through for the lead on lap 39.
And the charging one says, a few weeks ago it may have been fun, but this week I'm all done and I'm going to run. And here we are on the final lap. Charging Charlie Cragen has pulled away from the rest of the field. He comes down the front straight, and he's going to take the first of our twin 50-lap features on the Laurel Highlands event here at Jennerstown.
One of County Line Cheese's grand marshals of this event, Dennis Kosmak in Victory Lane with Charging Charlie Cragen. Here's a look at the top 5.
Mike, first you thought you could drive a race car. Now you think you're a flagman. Let's go to a race break.
Your black flag.
This race break is brought to you by Steel, the world's largest chainsaw manufacturer.
A lot of folks have often wondered exactly what the flags mean at a speedway. We're going to take this time an opportunity to explain that. The green flag, of course, is for the start of all events, and it's used on all the restarts. Then we have the yellow flag, or caution flag. It's used if there's a mishap on the speedway and it necessitates the cars slowing down to about 20, 30 mile an hour pace before going back to green flag status. If we have a very severe incident on the racing surface, it necessitates a red flag. Now, what this means is it'll have to make the competitors slow down and stop as soon as possible. It's used if a car's upside down, one's on fire, very severe impact, or maybe if there's a lot of vehicles blocking the raceway so that you can no longer get through. The passing flag is usually a blue with yellow or orange diagonal stripe, and it means for slower cars to get out of the way of the leaders as they come through and battle for the point position. A black flag or consultation flag is used for one of two things. If your car presents a danger to other competitors, such as oil spillage coming out of it or a body panel falling off, or if unsportsmanlike conduct, a little bit of too rough driving, so to speak, and you'll be forced into the pits with the black flag. If you're out in the lead and you see this flag, the white flag, meaning you have only 4 more turns and 1 lap to go till you find most people's favorite flag, the checkered flag, for the glory and the goal. Now, 2 other things we want to explain in flagmanship. If you're watching the race and you see the flagman take a white or yellow flag and a green one and cross them like this, that means it's halfway in the event. There's one other thing we want to show you. Flagmen mostly take the checkered flag and the white flag, hold them in popsicle stick style fashion parallel, and tilt them 90 degrees. This means 2 laps to go.
It's Wisner out in front, but here comes Dave Haupt putting a move down on the low line on Wisner, and as they head into the turns, let's go to the live call.
Wisner gets some door knocking by the salesman. Hop down the back straightaway. We're side by side, wheel to wheel, in a battle for the lead. Here comes Hop, and he breaks through with the AJ's Furniture 20. Look at this, Butch Jerkins through. Wisner up high and has problems, and a floodgate opens up. It's incredible, but one miscue and you lose so many positions like Wisner did there. It's on to lap 26. This is a battle for the 2nd place position. Now, Brad Smales in the 41 and the 07 of Jeff Dunbar have closed up to the back bumper, the 68 of Brad King Cole, as he hunts the back bumper of the 33 of Butch Durkis. Those 4 automobiles begin to apply pressure on the Transcare 33 machine. Exiting out of turn 4 down the front straight, Brad Cole will look high and then dive down low on the 33. Watch this, Steve. He goes off the banking and a little weight transfer problem. The cars get together, and getting the worst of it is Durkis.
That will bring out the yellow, but we're going to move ahead in the event to lap 38, battle for the lead. And look at this, Mike. You talked about deja vu. Didn't this happen just a couple of weeks ago? Here it is, Brad King Cole and Dave Haupt battling for the lead, and Haupt says, no, it can't happen again, but it does. Cole takes the low line, pulls the position, takes number 1. Here comes Brad Smales right behind him.
And the lead battle scenario is going to change again, Steve. We move on. It's lap 44. Here it is, Brad Smales trying the low side of King Cole. They go into turns 1 and 2, and we're going to take it into the live call. Front of the fender, wheel to wheel, and look at the lap traffic. What's going to happen? Lap traffic. Who's going to give? Cole up high, Smales. Oh no, what's going to happen down the front straight? It's 3 wide. Look at the lead automobiles, and unbelievable. Wow, look at that one, race fans. And Smales breaks through for the lead. Incredible. Look at Cole. Cole goes right back up on him. Oh, look at this down the back straight. 3 wide with lapped automobiles, and Cole says, no, you don't. He comes back, but Smales determined to stay there, side by side, wheel to wheel. The Brad Show continuing at the Laurel Highlands Oval. Smales up high, Cole down low, and Brad Smales not to be intimidated. Brad Cole, oh, look out! They get together. We continue green flag racing.
And the battle of the Brads isn't done yet as we head into the turns. There they run side by side. Still, Mike, neither one wants to give an inch. They both dirt track the car, and look who's lurking behind him. It's Jeff Dunbar. But I'm sure neither one of them sees him lurking back there, but I hope they see the yellow flag coming out. We've got a problem out of turn 2. Don Wyant in the 94 car spins it out. Fortunately, everybody gets by.
After the restart in green flag racing, we move on to the last lap, and you can see the results. Brad Smales, with the experience he has on the pavement, able to take that 41 machine up to the point position. And look at this battle for second. Here comes Dunbar to the low side. Smales wins it, and Brad Cole just finishes ahead of Jeff Dunbar. County Line Cheese, 50-lap main for the AC Dogco Pro Stocks. Lehman, Pennsylvania, Brad Smales, the driver, wins it, followed by Cole Dunbar. Dave Haupt with a 4th place position, a good one.
And, Mike, what we're going to do now is move ahead in our Laurel Highlands event. It's the Valvoline Street Stocks in the running of their 50-lap County Line Cheese feature event. And, Mike, this is their longest race of the year.
With over double the distance they normally run on a weekly show, that doesn't mean that it won't be a bonsai run for this Thunder and Lightning division. But we do have a mechanical failure right here on the 15 of J.O. Hay Jr. And watch this, Steve. Up, up, up. Oh, almost into our signs, and it brings out the yellow.
Mike, we want to take a look at this miscue again, and as we show you on the replay, everybody comes up to speed. Watch the 15 car on the pole as they get into turn one right there. He loses the wheel assembly on the left-hand side of the car. The wheel comes off, hits Komarinsky up into the retaining wall. A total of 7 cars involved. And here's the number 75 car of Brian Audie being towed into the pits.
Looks like an exploding cigar front end on that automobile, but he will actually able to rejoin the field before we go back to green flag racing. And here's the restart with Alan Angelico on the pole and the 66 of Jason Mignon outside him.
2 rookie street stock pilots, each looking for their first win in the 55 of Alan Angelico and the 66 of Jason Mignon as they head down the back straight. A little bit more experience behind them. The 25 car of Ron Coral begins to pressure both of our front runners, but right now it's Jason Mignon holding a slight advantage over the Wild Man. But the Wild Man says, no, you don't. Let's keep it even.
It's awful hard to keep side by side with all the pressure of the top 10, 15 automobiles out there. But Alan Angelico breaks through for the point position. And watch Stewart in a 92 and a 66 of Mignon. They decide to trade some paint out there and a battle for second. We move ahead. It's a few laps later, and here's a battle for the top positions. Ron Coral makes it past the fading Mignon to go into the third place position.
Coral, who makes about a 3-hour tow down from State College each week to race with us, Mike says, I don't bring my car down here to show it off. I bring it to race it. I guess if he wants to show it off, he'll show it off in victory lane, and he's just trying to do that right now as he's putting the move on Jeff Stewart on the low line, and he's going to set his sights on our front runner, Alan Angelico. Stewart says, though, not so fast. I'm going to try and hold on to this number 2 spot.
A man with a mission, Steve. He secures a second-place position and then down the back straight begins to apply the pressure on Alan Angelico. He looks to the low side with the Valley Truck and Trailer Service automobile. Cannot make the move as Angelico is able to close the gap. Here he is again, making that challenge. Coral's a man who never won a feature till 1992, and he has a flock of them both here and at the Motordrome Speedway. He makes a pass and goes into the lead.
But wait, Mike, drama unfolds. It's lap 24. Denny Kopko spins it out, and look who he collects. Coming blind out of the turn of the number 25 car of Ron Coral. Oh, very significant incident. Looking at it again from our front straight camera, and this is going to knock Coral out of the competition.
A heartbreaker for Coral, but the green flag waits for no one. We're on lap 28. It's a battle for the third place position. There's the 30 of Jack Satoski. He's in the lead. Stewart is second. The 72 of Mike Heminger is third as the field strings out. But look at this. Remember the guy in the back end of the wrecker at the beginning of the event? The exploded cigar-shaped 75 of Brian Audie on the move makes it to third place position. An incredible charge from the back of the pack. It's on to lap 34. Now Audie says, I'm going to take the bridesmaid spot. He dives to the low side of Jeff Stewart and commits that car that looks like a bucket of bolts 3 wide with lap traffic and goes into the bridesmaid spot.
Take a close look at this car. No aerodynamics. It's all open, but it's the fastest car in the track. Coming out of turn 4, only 5 laps to go. He's moved up on Satoski. Let's go to the call.
5 laps remaining. Audie to the low side. Look, Audie's car's coming apart. Audie with a drag race with Satoski. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Audie with the passenger side sheet metal flapping. Audie trying to break through for the lead. Here comes Heminger. Audie breaks through. Heminger right there. Brian Audie has the door panel flapping in the air, race fans.
Steve, we've got a guy we call the Terminator in racing, but this Brian Audie, as we move on this event, coming around for the white flag, he is so determined. You could almost call him the Determinator, so to speak. As he comes by for this white flag, we need to allude to something. Look at the panel flapping in the air. This presents a problem to competitors and possibly if it would detach to go into the stance. So he has been black flagged for this incident. And the reason why we bring this up, as the car comes through turns 3 and 4, despite the determination and expertise he has shown in his County Line Chiefs 50-lap main, he will cross the line first with the checker, but second place finisher, 72 of Mike Heminger, ends up in victory lane because of the black flag incident due to mechanical failure for Brian Audie.
And a look at our top 5 finishers, and again, back in victory lane, a stunned Mike Heminger, good friend of Brian Audie. I'm sure they'll laugh about that one in years to come.
Al Unser Jr. knows the corkscrew at Laguna Seca with his eyes closed. Fortunate, considering it's a blind turn. Mark Martin knows if he lets someone cross his wake at 200 miles per hour, his car may be doing the lambada. And Joe Amato knows that at 296 miles per hour, he must pull his chute at precisely the right moment to keep from becoming an astronaut. Apparently, it is what you know.
This Saturday, Valvoline presents the NASCAR Winston Racing Series at Jennerstown Speedway. See the John Auto Parts Pure Leader Late Models, AC Delco Pro Stocks, Valvoline Street Stocks, and Steel Pure Stocks in action, plus an appearance by the Pittsburgh Circle Track Club Senior Series. As always, children 12 and under are admitted absolutely free, so the whole family can experience life in the fast lane. Gates open at 4, late model time trials at 6:30, and green flag racing at 7 p.m. That's this Saturday. Valvoline presents the NASCAR Winston Racing Series at Jennerstown Speedway.
Just because Steel builds some of the most dependable chainsaws in the world, a lot of people think that's all we do. But all across the country, from the firehouse to the farmhouse, from ballparks to backyards, more and more homeowners and professionals have discovered that Steel power tools stand out in any field. Visit your local Steel dealer today and find out why. You may be in for a powerful surprise. If you depend on power tools, depend on Steel.
We're back for more County Line Cheese Racing Feast at the 25th Annual Laurel Highlands event. This one for the Steel Pure Stocks. It's 30 circuits, and there's a look at the top 3 rows.
And as the field exits turns 3 and 4, Ron Brutt will drop the green flag, and it's up to Gary Mozzie and Mark Griffith to bring the field up to speed. They look kind of organized tonight, Mike, for this 30-lap event, but things get interesting early. Let's go right into the live call.
Down the back straightaway, a battle for the point position. Mark Griffith in the 71 and a 73. Gary Mozzie, 2 drivers have never seen victory lane. Battle side by side, wheel to wheel. Courtney Block right there running into the... Oh, look out! Up high goes Mozzie. We continue. Green flag racing. Oh, we got a sandwich shot down the front straightaway, 3-1.
Yeah, what was that you were saying about being organized out there, Steve? These guys, and with apology to our 3 female pilots in the field, are just hanging it out all over the track. 3 wide commonplace, as it looks like a parkway job, as we refer to it so often on race night. The 23 of Courtney Block, he's trying to wrestle for the point position over the 71 of Mark Griffith. We're still 3 wide, middle of the pack. Look at the flying sign painter trying to remove the passenger side paint from his automobile on a front straight wall. Oh, some door knocking in the middle of the field. Here's Courtney Block, the wheeling West Virginia driver. He goes into the point position, but the Baron Trucking 28 of Sean the Bullet Beam dives to the low side. As they go into turns 3 and 4, Beam's automobile almost off the banking, leans, and we have a caution that comes out on lap 2. So we got to go back to an immediate restart, and here it is. Down the front straightaway, Beam gets a jump on the 71 of Griffith as they work to the back bumper of Courtney Block.
Courtney Block out of Wheeling, West Virginia, continues to hold on to the point position, but not without that serious pressure from Sean Beam. Courtney Block, in case that car might look just a bit familiar, it's painted in the same scheme as Gary Gellner's car, because Courtney used to be on the pit crew of Gary Gellner. This is his first full year racing here at Jennerstown, although he has been registered here before, and he's still looking for his first feature win. But Sean Le Bullet Beam says, not tonight, my friend. I want that win.
Steve, there's a few other drivers out there that say the same thing as Sean Beam does as they follow behind him. But look at this. Sean Beam wants to make it a personal 2-car battle down the back straight. He commits to the low side with this 74 Ford Torino and makes a daring low side move, trying to make it stick through turns 3 and 4. Block up high begins to fade a bit, and with the line down the front straight is Sean Beam. He goes into the lead as he dives into turns 1 and 2. Block still trying it outside as the rest of the field gathers up and begins to close in. But it's Sean Beam out to the point position.
On in the event, it's lap 12, and look at this battle for a top 10 position down the back straight. And oh, Courtney Block gets the car crossed up, hits the outside retaining wall. He's running third, but look at the positions he's going to lose. He keeps moving, but unfortunately, he's passed by a lot of cars. He tries to make up some lost ground, and oh no, number 18 car of Chris the Terminator Kokenauer gets crossed up. Hang on to it, Chris. Oh, into the inside retaining wall, but rather gently.
And as race fans say, all slide jobs must come to an end. And here's the last lap, and it's a 28 of Sean the Bullet Beam says, hot dog, I've won myself a County Line Cheese Laurel Highlands event here at Jennerstown. Into victory lane, yet one of many, but this is one of his most significant wins of his career. There's a look at the top 5.
And Sean Beam in victory lane says, holy mozzarella, I'm the big cheese tonight in this Pure Stocks. And it's on in our event. And I told you at the beginning of the program, Mike, 2 50-lappers for our Giant Auto Parts Pure Later late models. And there's a look at the front 3 rows.
And this is actually a second complete restart, as we had a spin by Bob Arsenberger and Charlie Cragen's backup car, and it necessitated this double foul restart. We'll take it to the live call.
Dive into turns 1 and 2. Clay Houston with the lead. Bob Sibilla comes right back on the low side, and Sibilla into Martinelli service 63 goes to the lead position.
The pilot from Massillon, Ohio, I'm sure very happy with that front row start. He's had some problems over the past couple of weeks here at Jennerstown with his car losing the handling later in the event. But look at what's going on behind Sibbs, this pack of cars, these vultures that we like to call them, who keep trying to find their way toward the lead position. And one of those right now, the number 32 Orange Blossom Special of Glenn Galt, makes the move, gets past Clay Houston to assume the bridesmaid position. Let's move ahead in the event. It's lap 25, battle for third place. Charging Charlie Cragen, hot on the heels of Bobby Henry as they exit turns 3 and 4 and head down the front straight. And look at the numbers 00 of Steve Pellis. He's getting into the hunt too.
One can almost sense the aggressiveness that Charging Charlie Cragen has in this battle for third place position as he's trying to make a clean sweep in the County Line Cheese Twin 50s for the John Auto Parts Pure Later Late Models in this Laurel Highlands event. Now he makes the move and then he slides up high and Henry has the window open again. Well, with the RPMs turned up, Cragen holds on to third. We move ahead in the event. We're coming around for lap 37, and Glenn Galt, the American Title and Trust 32 machine, is up the second place position and begins the close in on Bob Civilla.
Glenn Galt, who has won 5 of the last 6 and 6 of the last 8 Laurel Highlands 50-lap events for the late models, says, boy, I want to put my name back in the record books again. And he starts to close the gap between Bob Civilla, but as they exit down the turns into the straights, it's Sibbs who gets the RPMs up and pulls away again a bit from Galt. Ahead of the event, only 3 laps to go. Battle for second, let's go to the call.
Charlie Cragen to the low side of Glenn Galt. Here comes Cragen. Galt up high, holds him off. Down the back straight. They dive into turn 3 and 4. And the charging one trying to break through for a second. Here they go. Oh, they get together. And Galt holds off the effort.
Cragen dirt tracking that automobile all over the racing surface and is not able to accomplish the task. We're going to move on. It's the last lap, and the battle is still for second. But as Galt holds off Cragen, we pan over the show the man who's going to win his first in 1992 at Jennerstown, and he picks a good one, the County Line Cheese second 50-lap leg in the John Auto Parts Pure Later Late Models from Massillon, Ohio's Bob Civilla.
And as we take a look at our top 5 finishers, Bob Civilla joined in victory lane by John Petro, one of our Big Cheese Grand Marshals tonight here at Jennerstown. We'll be back after this.
There's lots of great reasons to get your auto parts at Giant Auto Parts. Huge selection, friendly, knowledgeable service,
Hi, may I help you?
and